Kevin S. Main asks, what's your thoughts on mental health waiting list times? I felt this question deserved a bit of a longer answer, as it's a more serious subject matter, so bear with me, guys. I do feel there is room for improvement within our healthcare system, and this is coming from someone who is from the UK and my own perspective. I do appreciate that the NHS as a whole, we are very privileged as a country to have free healthcare, and all the hard work, their staff and research that goes into our healthcare, and that we're making progress with mental health. However, there's far too many stories and negative experiences surrounding mental health care, and I do understand it can be from a lack of funding, resources, staff, training, education surrounding the subject matter, as well as empathy. Not to mention a patient's income, because not everyone can afford private healthcare or counselling, and people do get lost in the system, and it can be at the mercy of the services, and their own mental health illnesses are attacking them during these waiting times, and sometimes that can cause them to even be more at risk of themselves. This can also make people reluctant to ask for help or support again, because it can make their situation more difficult. I have experienced negative and positive situations within the NHS, as well as knowing many friends and family have had negative experiences with waiting lists. There's ways the public can access support and information during these waiting times, but they're usually not common knowledge to know any contact details or numbers, unless they know where to look or how to assist the person who is mentally unwell or at risk. And that can be devastating for some people who are taking a step to ask for help in their families and friends in the first place. And sometimes it can really come down to what doctor sees you on a certain day, as I was very fortunate to be seen by a doctor who had mental health first aid training. Yes, that is a thing. They explained to me that they had to learn out of their own time and pocket outside of their doctor degree, as they got little to no mental health training, which is astounding, as a doctorate can be about 10 years, and yet they had to still go out of their own time to choose to learn mental health first aid training, which can be learned within a couple of days. So, mental health first aid allowed my doctor to be able to assess my mental state and offer help by giving me the contact details of a local voluntary counselling centre, which I can make an appointment within 3 weeks. Compared to with the NHS, I would have had to wait 8 to 10 months or more to be seen. And at the time, for me personally, having to wait that long wasn't an option, as my quality of life was very poor, and I don't know where I would be now. So I was fortunate enough to just have seen the right doctor at the right time, but for many people that's not the case. I do feel that more training and education for mental health should be just as common as other mental health aid training. Also, more accessible counselling services in the meantime, as it seems we still have a long way to go in terms of mental health waiting lists. If you guys have any experiences, ideas or support surrounding this issue, I would love to discuss it further in the comments, or feel free to leave a message. Till the next question, talk soon guys, bye bye!